Okay, so I told this story on a drunken monologues that I did not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. It was about my accidental overdose on fentanyl. Yeah, which is really weird because I'm not a big opiate guy. Like fentanyl, heroin, pills, Percocets, Darvocets, whatever, all that shit. Not a big fan of that shit. Just make me kind of ill. So I never really got into them. Tried them all, but it wasn't my thing. But this is how this happened. Now, in my drunken monologues, people started calling the other day and believe me that I found a briefcase full of drugs, right? I swear to God, I did, right? I mean, some guy was like, "Oh, just admit it that you just want to try it." I was like, "Dude, I got no shame, dude. I mean, I'm not. I would admit it if that was the case. Come on, you're talking to somebody who made a video about how I beat my alcoholism with methamphetamine. Okay, so I wouldn't have a problem saying that I tried fentanyl. Which so I brought the briefcase to show you guys. It's a nice briefcase. Check it out. Pretty fancy. I don't know shit about handbags, but nice. And inside of it, there's also some other shit. I'm not gonna pull all this shit out. There's like weird tools and like a knife. There's vape stuff. There's various like debit cards and PayPal cards and shit like that. Different people's names on them. His ID, his credit card. Other drugs. There was a meth in there. There was some weed, some pills, and this white substance. Quite a bit of it. Not well. About 5 to 6 grams of it. 5.5 grams, something like that. Well, so I found this bag right at Ralph's. Right, as it was almost last call. It was like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning. Right, get to Ralph's, they're closed. I missed it by like 5 minutes. Right, you can still see people in there like employees, right, but they're closed. They're done. And I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm with somebody else, right? And this briefcase, right, is leaning up against the side of Ralph's, like right in front of the main door, right? It's just like to the side of it, right? And it's like, what the fuck? So I kind of stood around for a second, thinking somebody would like walk out and claim it. Knocked on the door even. Try to get somebody's attention, like, couldn't get anybody's attention, right? So I was like, well, fuck it. Picked it up, walked off with it, right? Sat in my car, I still waited. I waited in the parking lot for like 10 minutes to see if anybody can come claim it. As I'm going through the shit, right? Into, whatever, right? I'd have no problem returning it if I had like phone number or fucking something like that, right? Because I don't like stealing shit, man. I mean, just not my thing. But there's no ID. I mean, I have an ID. I don't know if it's this person's ID, but whatever, right? What am I gonna do? Go knocking on doors? Hey, is your bag of drugs? So no money though, but a lot of drugs. Anyway. So I didn't think anything of it, right? I just let all this shit sit for a while. And, well, I was kind of curious one night, like maybe a week had passed, 5 days or so. And I'm with somebody. Now, I'm going to have to leave out certain details for legal reasons, as you'll find out soon. And, for privacy issues, so I'm not going to mention names. But I was with somebody, and we're going to drive. I'm driving my car, right? And I decided, like, I remembered that because I kind of forgot about the bag. Believe it or not, I kind of forgot about it. It was like, and then I was like, oh yeah, and I knew what all those drugs were except the white substance, which I assumed was cocaine, right? Cocaine. It didn't occur to me that it would be anything other than cocaine. But be cautious. I opened it, right? I'm just like, smell it. Open bag, smell it. Like cocaine has a distinct smell, right? It's like it's been a while since I've done coke, so I was like, maybe my nose is a little off. It doesn't smell like coke, what I remember. So I tasted it. I do my finger in it. No. I'm just like, it doesn't taste like coke either. So I'm in like a gas station parking lot. Go inside to get a Slurpee. I started to feel kind of weird, right? But I wasn't really sure. Like, I thought it was just me because it's kind of late and I was kind of tired. Get in the car, get on the freeway, right? I remember driving. I remember all of a sudden I remember feeling like, what the fuck? Like I was about to fall down. But I was sitting down, right, driving. And I remember I was thinking to myself, I better pull over. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Next thing I know, poof, I woke up. I was like, I feel like I got electrocuted. I woke up and there's 2 cops standing next to me. Like I'm laying down, right? And I guess I'm in the back of an ambulance. I think so. And I don't really know what happened. I just opened and the cops are like, hey, where's the fentanyl? It's like, what? I said, I thought it was cocaine. I said something like that. I don't even remember what I said, though. That's the problem. I said something like that. I said something about, like, I thought it was cocaine or something like that, right? And I remember the cop got pissed off and said something else, and I must have fell back asleep. Like, come to find out that they narcoed me in the ambulance because I guess I wasn't breathing when they pulled up, right? So basically, I passed out while I was driving. I didn't even make it to the side of the freeway. Passed out right as I was driving, right on the freeway. Luckily, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. There wasn't a lot of traffic, right? I just sat there, and apparently the person I was with called the cops. The person I was with called the cops, and cops happened to be really close by, highway patrol. And they were there, and that's what they called the ambulance. Guess I wasn't breathing in the ambulance, right? And that's when they narcoed me. Wake me up. I guess for those who don't know what narco is, it's like a nasal thing. What it does is it blocks your body's ability to process opiates or something like that. Basically, it'll stop you from ODing, like if you're ODing on heroin or any type of opiate. Guess fentanyl, anything like that. It'll stop your body from. It won't affect you anymore. So, but it'll bring you right out of it, temporarily, right? Which it did. And that's I fell back asleep, and I woke up again in the hospital. Now I'm in like the emergency room, like in a bed, right? Some IVs hooked up to me. Dude sitting there next to me, but he's not really a doctor. Just sitting there next to me, looking at me. I'm like, what? What's going on? I still didn't quite know what the fuck happened, right? I'm like trying to put things together. Like I was like, was I in a car accident? I said, I asked about my pastor. Pastor, they okay? What's up? I'm like, no, you got brought here in an ambulance by the police. Put you in an ambulance. Guess she passed out behind the wheel. I was like, what? I hadn't even been drinking. Well, that's not true. I had like one beer like an hour or two ago, right? Like nothing. Like later on, I found out my blood alcohol level was 0.02. So nothing. It was like nothing, right? Legal limit is 0.08. So yeah. But anyway, I start to put it together. I'm like, holy shit, fuck. Like that. What the fuck, right? I was like, that was not cocaine. And I ended up staying in the hospital for like 2 nights. I think I left on my 3rd day. I checked myself out voluntarily because they wanted to keep me longer, but I was like, man, it was a nice hospital too though. They brought me to this one called Sharp Hospital in San Diego, and it was like at first it kind of sucked because they had like a TV and shit, but like they brought me like the best fucking food, man. I was like eating like bomb. Like they were fucking nice, and nurses, 2 of them, they're both cute. It was like, and I had like IVs and shit. I mean, like, time for your bath, and they had like these wet naps and shit, like wipe your ass off and shit, like, I never been in a situation hospital like that. Like I've never had to like have somebody like bathe me, right? It was I could have done it myself, but like they wouldn't let me get up, so I like had to pee. Like I was like worried, like I'm gonna have to take a shit. Like what am I gonna do, right? Like, but come to find out, like opiates like make you really constipated. So the whole time I didn't have to shit, which is, I think I didn't shit for like 5 days, even after I got out of the hospital. But anyway. It was weird, like they kept me there and they kept saying like, how do you feel, because I guess like I felt out of it, like I was like kind of like foggy, but I guess they were giving me a narco in my IV, like a little bit of, because I guess when I was falling asleep, my breathing would go so low that they were afraid that I was like gonna die, gonna stop breathing. They said I'd stop breathing twice, like once in the ambulance and then once in the emergency room. And then when I would fall asleep, they said that I would only take like maybe 3 or 4 breaths a minute, and you're supposed to take like over 10. So they're like a little concerned. So they kept me there with this narco drip to try to get the effects of the fentanyl to wear off. And they said that I ingested 3 times the lethal dose of what would kill somebody. And especially like somebody could ingest. When they say that though, that's like somebody that's never done opiates or whatever. But I might as well, because I don't do opiates, so I don't have a tolerance to them, right? But yeah, somebody who does fentanyl, that probably wouldn't have affected them much at all, right? They have tolerance to it, opiates. But anyway, so yeah, I checked myself out, and the cops kind of fucked me because it was like I had this like stuff in my bag, and they had like a paper in there that was like about an interlock device, like interlock device, like I got a DUI or something, right? But that was it. It was just something about an interlock device, right? It was like there was no ticket, no citation, no court date, nothing, right? It's like, okay. So I go and I check myself out because I'm fine. At the 3rd day, I'm just like itching to get out. Like I'm like, I gotta go, because you can't. I mean, you know what? Honestly, if they would have let me smoke in there, like, or at least go outside to smoke, I probably would have stayed the extra day because it was a nice hospital. Right? I was getting treated well too. Anyway, yeah, and yeah, I went out. First thing I did was like, where's my fucking car, right? And called all these fucking cops, police stations, right? And figure out where it was towed. Finally got a hold of Highway Patrol. Highway Patrol was like, well, it says here that, car was released to passenger. I'm like, no, that's not true, because I already talked to the passenger. Like, the car got towed. They're like, well, it says here, got released to passenger. It's like, fuck. So they had no, and I called all these tow companies, could not find my car. Thank God I had a GPS in my car, right? I use like an insurance Metro Mile, plugs into your OBD2, bam, right? Because they charge you per mile instead. It works out cheaper for me because I don't drive a ton anymore. Anyway, yeah, but the Metro Mile thing has, and the thing that plugs into the OBD2, it has a GPS, right? So I was able to fucking, boom, I found it. Sure shit, it was at the tow yard. But it took me a few extra days. No, not a few, but it took me a couple extra days to figure that shit out, right? Because the cops kept saying it got released to passenger. So I'm like thinking, did somebody steal it? What? But no, and found it. So I was a little pissed off about that, but what am I going to do, right? I was like, So that was pretty much it, man. I feel kind of stupid for doing that, right? I mean, but I didn't realize that just smelling it like that and tasting it would like, was enough to like fucking kill you, basically, right? I didn't know that. I mean, fucking A, man. Like, how do people do this shit, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it was like pure fentanyl. I don't know what. I don't know what it was. There was quite a bit of it though. It was like 5.5 grams, right? And yeah. And anyway, guess the cops are harassing the passenger a lot about where it was and stuff like that. And I guess she told the cops, kind of described what I did, and they just assumed that what it was, but they were right. But they were really concerned about it. Anyway, I don't know. But okay, so like now I recently got something in the mail and from the DMV, right? I checked to see if my license was suspended because it said on the interlock thing, says your license is suspended. Checked like a week after this incident. Nothing, no citations, no license suspended, nothing, right? Okay. Got something in the mail recently from the DMV, and it says, effective November to blah, 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 your license is suspended and you have to show proof of liability for, I don't even read the whole thing, but for something because of your DUI. So like, what the fuck? Like, how do I get a DUI when I get no citation, right? Like, I think this cop just fucked me. I think he was pissed off because he wanted to get me for a DUI, but he couldn't. Because whatever I told him wasn't enough, and he's got his body camera on and shit. But what I think he did is just like he fucked me on the tow thing. I think he just maliciously fucked me. And I'm not one to like, oh, fuck cops, all cops are fucking pigs. I'm not like that at all, man. I good cops, bad cops. I mean, most cops are good, and I've never, since I've gotten older, I don't have problems with cops. When I was younger, I had some problems with cops, only because I mouthed off to them. You know how to talk to cops and you're respectful, typically I don't have a fucking problem with them. But this cop, I think, was just pissed. And I think he fucked me on that my car thing intentionally, so I'd have to pay extra, and so I couldn't find it, right? And I think also that he fucked me on the DUI thing, because I don't think I have a DUI. How do you get a DUI when you don't have a ticket or a citation or a court date? I had no chance to contest it. Either A, he did prosecute me or process me for a DUI, intentionally didn't give me a citation and shit, so I'd missed my court date, so I had no way to contest it, which is possible, which is fuck him. If that's what happened, I'm going to sue his ass. Might sue him anyway. If I sue California Highway Patrol, I'm going to have to leave town, like leave state, probably. But anyway, I'm going to do this if my theory is correct. Or he couldn't do any of the DUI shit, but he just wanted to scare me, so he threw that interlock device in there. But he dropped something to the DMV stating that I have a DUI, but I don't. But the DMV thinks I do, so they're going to fuck me. And that's a way he could do it without me having to go to court, because he can't get me for a DUI, although he wants to. Now, I'm all speculating here, right? I'm not sure, but I'm going to find out today. Today is Monday. I'm going to find out, because I just got this thing in the mail like Thursday, and I haven't had a chance to fucking investigate it yet. Probably going to have to get a lawyer on this. But, yeah, so that's the story. I don't know if they can get me for a DUI. I mean, I don't think they can, otherwise I think that I've got citations and shit in the mail. The only thing I got is from the DMV, and I don't know. I'll know more about that later, because I'm kind of pissed off about that. I'd be pissed off if I got a DUI, but whatever. Yeah, but that's my fentanyl story. Just wow. Like, yeah. Stop breathing like 2 or 3 times. And you know what? I will tell you this. I guess I wasn't dead, because like, if you stop breathing, I don't think you're dead, right? So I wasn't dead, but I tell you, if I ever like want to check out of this world, like if I ever want to, you know, if life just gets to the point where it's just so miserable that I just can't bear living another day, if I want to kill myself, that's exactly how I'm going to do it. Put it this way, I saved enough fentanyl to kill about 100 people. So I mean, if I ever want to do it, that's what I'm going to do, just because that was fucking painless. Like I don't even remember what happened. It was just like what. In fact, the narco thing fucking hurt more than anything because it was like, I don't know. Have you ever had like a nightmare where you get like shocked or electrocuted and you wake up? It was like that. It was like, I guess it's like when you slept in ammonia. You know, it's like scare the shit out of you. I woke up, and then there's like cops right there. It's like you know, what bad dream? But it was real. That's the problem. But that's my story, guys. Don't do fentanyl. I don't recommend it. It's popular around here. I'm sure it's popular in a lot of places. Southern California, San Diego. All these homeless people are doing it, man. They're fucking dying. They're dropping left. Some fucking 21-year-old chick, homeless chick, died like 2-3 blocks from my house down the canyon. Fucking OD on fentanyl. It's don't do that, kids. Stick to pot if you're gonna smoke something. I don't even smoke pot, but whatever. Do acid. Do DMT. No, don't. You can't say that on YouTube, right? No. I mean, no. I'm gonna have to edit this out.